Hey everybody, welcome to PBA Radio. I'm Chris Guns. My guest today, Rhode Island native, 2008 U.S. Olympic team member, and current middleweight contender from Providence, Rhode Island, fresh off his victory this past weekend over Alexis LaRose, Demetrius Andrade. Let's get him right on the line. Waste no time. Demetrius Andrade, thanks for joining us on PBA Radio.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Tell me, man, what was it like for you growing up in Rhode Island?
I mean, growing up in Rhode Island was cool, man. It was tough, but I had older siblings and my older brothers and stuff always, looking out for me and bullying myself. But throughout the streets and everything, it was pretty cool. I have nothing to worry about.
So I come up in Hartford, and I don't hear much that goes on in Rhode Island. Is it a tough place to grow up in? Providence?
I mean, it depends what area you live in, I live right on Broad Street, 1087. Anybody that's been around the way already knows what goes around there. But, like I said, I was in the gym most of the time. I stayed out the streets, and, I know a lot of people. So, I never had no problem. Yeah. There's crime like there's anywhere else, but, I'm not one to, that be in the streets or nothing like that, because I know I got a job. My job is to be in the gym and make sure I'm having fun.
Mm-hmm. And what was it like in the Andrade household? Who was in it? You got siblings?
Rough.
Father?
It was rough. Yeah, it was all boys. It was 3 boys in the house, and it was rough and tough. And somebody got beat up every day.
So, was there a lot of Cape Verdeans in Providence? Because a lot of people might not know, but you are Cape Verdean. Is there a big population in Providence?
Yeah, there's a lot of Cape Verdeans through Massachusetts, Boston. There's Cape Verdeans up and down New England. It's just, it's not a well-known culture as far as the nation as far as that, but through New England there's a lot of Cape Verdeans.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of kid were you? You were obviously into sports. You got into boxing at age 6, right? So boxing was boxing the first sport that you fell in love with?
Nah, I did karate before boxing, and then I did football. Football came around.
Mm-hmm. And you did get into boxing at age 6. Did your dad get you into boxing, or how did you find boxing?
Yeah, my dad had his own gym, and I had an older brother, so they was in the gym, so I was always around.
And what kind of trainer is your dad?
The best, the greatest trainer that lives.
Mm-hmm. And how old were you when you hooked up with David Keefe?
I don't know. In my early years, I'm gonna say probably about 10.
And did your dad and David work well together from the start?
Yeah, Dave was a fighter himself for a while, and I think he had eye problems, so he wanted to stop boxing, but wanted to be around it. So my dad was willing to teach him how to train fighters, and my dad was as he was coming to the gym, my dad was teaching him how to train us, basically, how to work with us, how to do things when my dad wasn't around.
Who would you see coming up in the gym? Providence or Rhode Island natives like Vinny Pazienza and Peter Manfredo made it big time. Vinny, of course, much bigger. Did you know them at all growing up?
Yeah. Everybody, everybody knows everybody in the gyms.
Mm-hmm.
And boxing, a small world. Yeah. As far as being in the gym and know who's around and stuff. But yeah, I know all them guys. The guys all know me.
Yeah, you won the 2002 National Silver Gloves at 112 pounds, and by 2004 you were in the National Junior Olympics at 154. That's over 40 pounds bigger in just 2 years. You grew kind of fast, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I was small for a while, and then all of a sudden, grew out of nowhere.
Yeah. At first, you had a tough time with the style, the international level too, losing early. in the World Cup in 2005 and 2006, but you turned things around by winning the silver medal at the '07 Pan Am Games in Brazil. You lost a controversial decision, though, in the gold medal match to the Brazilian guy, hometown guy, by a 7-6 margin. How'd you feel when you heard them announce that he won? Because many people thought you won it.
I mean, like, a lot of them decisions, moves, and it has to do with, the judges and where I'm at and the countries and stuff like that. I've been through it a lot already. Like, I go to other countries, I give the kid a whooping, and of course they give it to him because that's where they from and that's where they want to see win. So I was used to it, but on worldwide TV, I didn't think that it was gonna go down like that. So I felt upset, and of course they robbed me because I did the Olympics, and I didn't think they was gonna do it in the games, and they did it in the games.
Mm-hmm. Did you see a lot of politics in amateur boxing before that?
I mean, we don't see that. Our main focus is to be in the gym, get our rest, pay attention to what we gotta do, and stay focused. But as time went on, you realize other judges and referees, they all sit down and have dinner together and do whatever they do, and that's when the politics come in, and we're not around for that.
Yeah, because we did see it in the Olympics this year. A lot of politics going on, a lot of bad decisions. So I heard a lot through the recent, I'll say 15 to 20 years, it really got more political. But you made a big improvement. What did you do to make that improvement? Did you just take it more seriously, or was it just maturing and getting older?
At what point? What you mean? As far as when? Like, I don't.
Dealing with the international difference of skill. Dealing with the international difference of the U.S. versus more experienced teams like Cuba and Russia.
I mean, I always was focused and determined to win, no matter what the score was going to be. We all used to know. Pull up a little bit more. We all used to know. We in Russia. We all know we probably all gonna lose, but let's go out there and whoop some ass. Like, let's represent ourselves the best way we can and let the people know, like, we might be in your country, but your boys won't walk away with the black guy and bloody nose, and not me. So,
So you represented the U.S.
We went in there to kick ass. We ain't really care if we won or not.
Yeah. You represented the U.S. in Beijing in 2008. What was that like?
It was great, man. I kind of miss it. I wanted to go back. I'm thinking about taking up fencing or something for the next Olympics. See if I can get up in there. The ceremony and just being around all the other great athletes and elite athletes. And, I mean, it's fun. It's great experience.
And I think you get more TV time in the U.S. fencing than you do in boxing too, because you really didn't see much boxing this year. I saw a lot of fencing though.
Yeah.
Who'd you lose to? Do you remember the name of the guy you lost to and where they're from?
Nah, I think the dude was like from Korea.
Mm-hmm. And how'd you feel coming home not having medaled at all? Must have been tough since you're a lifer in the game. You must have had bigger expectations.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, but everybody knew that I done handle my business, and it was clear to see that I won. But it was tough. It was tough to me because it's like, geez, man, like I gotta go through this every time I get close to the medal rounds. That the judges want to play this favoritism. So I mean, but other than that, man, I took it how it was and kept it moving. Got back in, turned pro, and 18-0.
Yeah, man. And we did have another bad showing this year in the Olympics. What do you think we have to do to improve our performances? That you said?
It's not the performances. It has nothing to do with the performance.
What do you think we should do?
I think the team looked good. It just the judging. There's nothing we can do to change anything. There's nothing we can do.
Mm-hmm. So you think it's just nothing we can do?
As the boxes, but there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. What was your final amateur record? Do you remember?
Hey, how you doing? What do you say? Hold on. Say it again. My bad.
It's all right, man. And what was your final amateur record? Do you remember it?
Nah, I mean, I after my fifth fight, I ain't never kept count.
Who are some of the guys that you fought during your amateur days? Anyone we'd know? I'm sure there's a few.
I fought like Sean Porter, or Jacobs, Danny Jacobs, Austin Trout.
People who are there already.
Who else? Brad Solomon, I fought. Who else is up there? Keith Thurman. Who else? I mean, yeah, pretty much it. That's like, known in the pros right now.
Yeah. And you turned pro right after getting back from Beijing. What made you decide to go pro instead of waiting for London like Raushi Warren did?
I mean, I was ready for the next level.
And who'd you fight in your first fight? I'm sorry, man. Continue.
Okay.
Who'd you fight in your first fight? You remember? And what was the result? First pro fight?
Patrick Cape, I think, and then second round knockdown or something like that.
And how'd it feel in there? No shirt, no headgear, and little gloves.
I mean, it felt different, man. What's up, man? Good. I can leave you, baby. It felt a little, not awkward, but it felt a little different. I was like, when I got in there, I was ready to just go in there and do what I do. And, as time went on, and after my first fight, I started, relaxing and understanding there's nothing different other than the few, technical things that I have to do different than in the amateurs and in the pros. But, you got smaller gloves, you got to protect yourself a little more, stuff like that, and et cetera.
Why'd you turn pro in Washington instead of somewhere closer to home?
I mean, that's where the TV was. Mm-hmm. So if Morris had a card, that's where it was going to be on TV. And I'm taking any fight anywhere, and as long as it's televised, I'm there.
And your second fight was in Rhode Island. How many people showed up to see the local kid Olympian?
I mean, it was a packed house, of course.
Mm-hmm. And your next fight was against Tom Joseph, your first televised fight, and on Friday Night Fights, no less. Any added nerves there?
Nah. I mean, like I said, after the first fight, started calming down after fight, and just getting into my own groove.
Mm-hmm. You made quick work of Tom Joseph. You made quick work of him, so it was working, whatever it was that you were feeling. Did you talk to Teddy Atlas or Bob Papa at all after? Did they tell you what they thought of you?
I mean, I don't remember that. That's a little bit too far back for me.
Yeah.
Remember if I talked to Teddy Atlas after a fight or two, but I know I talked to him a few times. That was on TV, but I mean, I never talked to Teddy actually. Like, it was never. The times that I did talk after I fought, he wasn't even around to commentate. So nah.
In your sixth fight, you fought Chad Greenleaf. He had 24 fights at the time. Not too many good experiences, but he had a lot more experiences than you did in the pro ranks. But you were just too talented, and you stopped him with a body shot. You didn't really have time to feel his experience at all, but you gave him another bad one to take away. What do you remember about Chad Greenleaf? Were you worried about his experience level?
Exactly what you just said, man. I went in there and did what I had to do, and he said, I don't want no more. So I don't really care what other people do or what they can do. All I know is there's nobody out there that can throw something better than me or do something better than me. So I mean, I just nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it's how it was. Though. You stopped John Williams in the sixth and final round, and then you win a 6-round unanimous decision in front of your hometown fans when you fight 25-fight veteran Bernardo Garrico, but he couldn't make it through the first with you either. So you're obviously just the experience level was just too much at that stage for those guys, I guess. A couple more wins after that. You fight Alberto Herrera. You win every round. First time you were brought 8 rounds, though. How'd you feel after going 8?
I mean, I felt good. I felt like, there's nothing. Like, I worked hard, and the training went well, and there was nothing.
Then you fought Omar Bell, stopped him with a body shot too, didn't you? Do you work on body shots particularly? You like body shots?
I work on everything. I work on every day, sharpening up every punch. Every day I'm working on everything. Like, I like to go top head. So I make sure when I throw these shots that supposed to have the meaning on it, it does what it does and it stops people.
And you fought. You had a fight scheduled with Derek Puenis. It fell through, and then Terrence Cawthon fell through too. And then on 2 days' notice, Angel Hernandez steps in and tries to make it a rough fight. Take me back to that one. What do you remember about that one?
I mean, it was difficult because, I was scheduled for 1, 2, 3 guys, and then finally somebody showed up, and, he made weight, so therefore he was training prior to, taking a 2-day notice because he was already about to get ready. He was getting ready for a fight, or his fight. He was about to get ready for a fight, and so he was training, just like him, just like me. It was 2-day notice for me, and I did what I had to do.
Mm-hmm. And were you worried when you saw him hit the floor? Because he hit the floor pretty hard. The stoppage was pretty brutal. Were you worried at all?
Yeah, when I look over, I'm like, geez, damn. Like, before I go in the ring, I pray that, everybody can leave the ring the same way they enter the ring. But, it's either him or me at the end of the day.
That's it. That's it.
I don't like like I said, I want people to be healthy and leave just like they enter.
Yeah. And after the fight, you called out Canelo and James Kirkland, Erislandy Lara, and middleweight champion, or Julio Cesar Chavez. I guess Sergio is the middleweight champ. But 2 of those guys fought recently, too. What do you think of Canelo and Josecito Lopez? Did you see the fight?
Yeah, I thought it was some kid shit. I thought it was good fight for Josecito, a good opportunity for him, but Chavez ain't, Canelo, he's not, what is he doing? Like, he's not, is you call that stepping up to the plate? You call that, I don't know what you call that, I call that playing around with kids. Like, the kid was a kid compared to him, that he was in a lighter weight class, 2 divisions later, came up because, he was in a win-win situation, but, why wouldn't he fight somebody that fights at 54? That of course, it didn't give the people what they want.
And Chavez lost to the great Sergio Martinez. What'd you think of Julio's performance? What'd you think of the fight?
I knew I had it going that way myself. Chavez couldn't do anything.
And in retrospect, when you watch 24/7 and you see how he's acting, why do you think Freddie accepted what he was doing? Like, Freddie would be stood up in the gym.
I didn't really tuned into that, so I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah. And how about his unprofessionalism as far as the marijuana test? Every young person's out there having fun, but when it comes to training time, you got to put everything aside and stuff. Like,
yeah, I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, it's crazy. Like, why? Like, I don't know if the money getting to him or what it is, but I just don't understand why would you be putting yourself or doing the silly stuff like that when you know you got something big coming up, or even though the weed ain't going to do nothing to you, but it's unprofessional to sit there and get ready for a world title fight and smoking weed during training camp. Like, that's stupid.
Real stupid. He almost knocked him out in the 12th round.
You can't wait until you're done training.
Yeah.
Working out after the fight. Yeah, then go have some fun, man. Do what you do. That's your own personal business.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna do that when you know you're gonna get tested for this, and that? Like,
it's strange. Strange.
I don't know. It's the team to let him go out when he needs to be in training. That's not. I guess he has nobody. I guess he doesn't listen to nobody, or nobody has some kind of say when it comes to him or something. Like, there needs to be somebody in everybody's team, when somebody's acting up, they need to tell me, you need to slow down.
Yeah. And he almost knocked Sergio out in the 12th round, too. Imagine if you win the fight and you're declared the champion and you have to give it back. If I was on his team, I'd be so mad. I'd be pissed off.
Yeah, I mean, it would suck to have to give it back because I mean, it's not like some steroids where it made them stronger or anything like that. Anything to shit. I mean, but yeah, it would have been crazy though.
Yeah. What do you think of Sergio and how great he's been?
I mean, I think Sergio's a good fighter. I think he knows how to have people fall into his game plan, and you know, but he hasn't fought anybody like super fast or that can move the way he moves, or somebody's going to sit there and use a jab instead of walking in trying to catch him with his hands down. Like, you know, people just haven't figured out the answer to that.
Mm-hmm. And you also got Daniel Gill, who just dethroned Felix Sturm in Germany, and you got Arthur Abraham still around. How do you think of the middleweight division now? Some people think the best middleweight in the world is actually Gennady Golovkin. What do you think of these guys?
I mean, they think he's the best. I don't know why. Like, what does he do so special?
I don't know. I think they're going by his amateur record and just being unbeaten as a pro and seeming like he's a pretty good hitter. Not impressed with him?
Nah, not at all. I mean, who did he fight?
Yeah. And are you willing to fight at 154 and 160, or what are you able to make?
Say that once more.
What is the weight class that are you strictly a middleweight, or are you willing to move down to 154 or up to 168? What is your
I fight at 54.
You didn't fight at 160 in your last fight? Thought you were.
Nah, it was like the contract for my last fight was like 58 plus 1 or something like that. Like it was no TV. I wasn't gonna make 54 for what? Like it was just a catch weight.
Mm-hmm. And
but am I willing to fight 60? Yeah, I'm willing to fight 60. But right now I'm willing about 54. Mm-hmm. And then when I get that 54, I'll move up to 60 and take their belts too.
So you make 154 easily, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy to make weight, but, you know, I'm making it.
What'd you think of Andre Ward's performance against Chad Dawson? You know Andre pretty good, don't you?
I mean, yeah, I thought his performance was good. I thought, you know, Virgil had him do all the right things, and, you know, they capitalized on his mistake, and his will to win was a lot greater than Chad.
Yeah. But,
you know, I didn't think the fight was going to go down like that. I don't think Chad was doing the right thing as a southpaw, a big southpaw. So, I mean, I don't know if that has to do with switching the trainers or anything like that, but, you know, while even in the corner, I wasn't even, like, as a southpaw, you're not hearing the right things. Like, he could have been jabbing over his jab and letting him come to him instead of walking to him, minimizing his size. Like, I just understand, and taking away his own reach by trying to reach and, you know, walking forward towards him when you could just sit back and use your reach. Like, I don't know.
And you yourself just fought this past weekend at the Verizon Wireless Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire, pretty close to home. What did you think of that fight with Alexis LaRose? And he was 16-4, 12 knockouts. What'd you know about him coming in, and how? Describe the fight to me.
Man, I know he was a little wild. He was similar to, like, you know, Hernandez, Grady Brewer type, you know, a little less, and just waiting to come right down the middle on him. And the plan was use what I usually do and shoot straight down the middle, and that's what happened.
How many Demetrius Andrade fans came to support you?
I mean, I don't know the numbers, but the place was nice and packed.
Mm-hmm. How long before we see you get in there with someone in the top 15 to 20? Do you think about it, or do you still feel like
hopefully my next fight can be against the Zendrick?
Yeah. And what do you think of him?
I mean, I think he's a good opponent. I think he has the experience, and I think he'll be a good name for me to step up to.
Yeah. It's getting. We need more contenders in the 154 class, and it's a loaded weight class. A lot of great champions been there for a long time. Where'd you get the name Boo Boo? Where'd Boo Boo come from?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Well, I don't know. I think my mom and dad was like, man, I used to run in the house crying all the time. I got Boo Boo, so they named me Boo Boo.
No, I thought you were like a Yogi Bear fan.
That too.
I'm just playing. What?
But yeah, or they named me Boo Boo because they know I was the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When it's getting there.
I used to just get in but the shit.
Tell me about what your life is like now. I hear you back in the gym already. What are you gonna do there today in the gym? Sparring already?
Nah, I'm gonna just do some leg work. I'm over here. Just came by the gym because I got my little brother and stuff. He's getting ready for an amateur fight, so I come over here with my dad and help him out and stuff like that. Make sure he's doing all the right things. He's a southpaw as well.
And so it's going to be a fighting family.
He fought that same night too, actually, on the pro. It was the amateur card.
Yeah. And how good is he?
Kevin Alley-you.
Is he more beastly than you? Or who's the better Andrade? Who's the more natural?
Yeah, his last name is Alley-you. He's not like Blood, but he's like Blood. He's been around, and we've been making sure he does the right thing.
No, that's cool. Boxing, it's a boxing family.
Yeah, he's of course, I'm the big boss dog.
What's your life like now? Do you notice that you're getting more well known and everywhere you go, people notice you?
I mean, yeah, little by little, people recognize the boy, but I'm just cool. I'm chilling. I'm not nobody yet. To me, myself, to my family and everybody, yeah, what I'm saying? They know the potential, but as far as me, I just cool out, chill, stick to what I gotta do because like I said, I'm not nowhere yet. I'm not number one. I'm not number two. I'm nobody right now. I'm not the. I'm looking to be the champ.
Yeah. Do you have a family? Do you have a wife or a girlfriend? You have kids? Or are you just married to the game?
I got 2 daughters.
How old are they?
They 6 and 2.
And I'm sure you're into Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and I'm sure you got a growing fan base. How do they get in touch with you? Let you know.
I'll be on there once in a while. Usually, one of my publicists or somebody be the one usually answering the messages and stuff. I go on there once in a while. I'm not on there like that. So, but that's the best way to get a hold of me.
And what do you have to say to your fans? Anything? Sure, you got something.
Just basically, thanks for supporting me, and realizing what real talent is, and hard-working kid trying to come up and make a name and be somebody and do some good things in life.
The well-grounded Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. Thank you.
And there's Demetrius Andrade. I guess he's strictly a 154-pounder. It's a loaded weight class. I was thinking maybe he would jump and be willing to jump around and weight, but he's willing to wait around and wait for his turn. He might be the best fighter in the division. We'll see. I thank him for joining us, and I thank you for listening. Follow me on Twitter at Chris2Guns. Appreciate your time. Thank you.